Hello, here's a quick practice question about quartiles that I thought I would answer. For a test, the mean was 80, standard deviation was 14, the median was 80, quartile 1 is 71, quartile 3 is 89, and your n equals 1200. Which of the following answers most accurately depicts the quantity of examinees who scored above 89? Okay, so what we're looking for here is a total number of examinees that scored a certain number above, a score on the exam. Score on the exam would have been 89, so we're trying to figure out how many scored above that. So we've got our bell curve here, and the information that we've been given is that the mean was 80, the median was 80, the standard deviation is 14. So we're not going to really need the standard deviation for this question, but if we were to plot out those standard deviation numbers, again, if the standard deviation is 14, we're going to subtract 14 for each of these sections, and we're going to add 14 for each of these sections. Then we've also been given the quartile numbers. So Q1 is 71, and Q3 is 89, and N is 1200. So N is the number of respondents. This is the number of people that took the exam. So we've been given that number, which we will need in order to figure out how many scored above 89. So when we're understanding quartiles, a quartile is a spread of values above and below the mean by dividing the distribution into 4 groups. Quartile means 4. So 3 points divide the distribution into these 4 groups. The first quartile, Q1, the median, which is right in the middle, and the third quartile is Q3. The interquartile range is a measure of variability around the median. 50% of the distribution makes up the interquartile range, or Q3 minus Q1. So that's how we would figure out how many 50% of this population is. But that's not what the question was asking. The question was asking how many respondents scored above 89. So we've been given Q3 is 89, and if the interquartile range is 50%, then we know that 25% of the respondents scored below Q1, and 25% of the respondents scored above Q3. Since we've been given Q3 of 89, we just need to figure out what 25% of our total number of respondents is. So 25% of N, 1200, equals 300. And so the answer to our question is 300 examinees scored above 89.